Johnny Delgado here again to talk to you about flowcharts. I know what you're thinking. You loved flowcharts before, but they were too easy. You want some real examples, something more complex, so you can see how they can help you program today. Well, you're in luck because I have that example for you right here. We're going to talk about how you can use a flowchart to plan a practical program that in this case will sort out students into different language classes based on both their language selection and their score on a placement test. So let's walk through this flowchart and see what the logic is. And I hope from this you'll be able to realize how you can use this as a roadmap for writing code that does this exact thing. So we begin at start, of course, and we ask the question of the student, what language would you like to study? We have Spanish, French, and Mandarin for this example. And I'll choose Spanish. So I go over here and I take the Spanish exam. And I get a score. Let's say my score is 85. I know, don't gasp that I didn't do perfectly, but we're playing pretend here. So then we say, what was your score? And I put in 85. Let's see, it's not less than 70, it's not greater or equal to 90, it's greater than or equal to 70 and less than 90, so I follow this bottom arrow down here, and I'm going to be taking the intermediate class. Let's say I dropped the ball that semester, completely did not pass the class. So over here in this decision, did you pass? The answer is sadly no. So I'm going to go back and take the intermediate class again. But this time I crushed it. I learned from my mistakes. And now when we get here to this decision, I can answer yes. So now I'm going to be taking the advanced class of Spanish. And then after that, we follow this arrow over here. Is it time for me to graduate? Well, no, I'm only a sophomore, for example. So I'm going to pick another language. So we go back over here. I can't pick Spanish again. I have to pick something new. I'll study Mandarin this time. But I know very little about it. So what was my score? Probably far below 70. So I'm going to be sent to the beginner class. And then, did I pass? No, I would take the beginner class again. But let's say I passed the first time. Fantastic. So I'm going to go straight over here to take the intermediate class. And let's say I'm fantastic. I am just crushing it. Did I pass again? Yes, I'll take the advanced class. And if you wanted to, you could have a check here as well in between taking the advanced class and is it time for you to graduate, where it asks, did you pass? Again, you can add more checks along the way. And let's say I go here, is it time for me to graduate? Yes. By this point, I'm a senior. It's the end of my last spring semester, and so I go to end. This is a really nice way of laying out code in a way that you can visually see and realize, okay, yeah, this is about all my checks, or realize that you're missing a few. For example, I didn't have a did I pass check here for the advanced class, so I can actually just add that in right here and loop that in like so, where I say, oh, yes, I did pass. Now I check to see if I graduated. If I didn't, I go back over to take the advanced class again. And now suddenly I have a much more robust flowchart with very little effort. I hope you can see how it's much easier to adjust the flowchart in real time like I did right now than it is to go in and change your code once it's all in programmatic form. I highly recommend flowcharts for situations like these where the underlying logic is pretty complex, so you want to make sure you get it right before you start writing out your code. So hopefully now you can see how flowcharts can be used for more complex examples, and you have a real-world practical example. If you wanted to, you could hopefully go ahead and code out this checker yourself. So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Johnny Delgado, and I'll see you in the next one.